Hello, Barbara. I'm so happy to be with you today.
Hi, Gaelle.
That's so nice. I want to let our audience know we met because we met in another professional life. You were at this time in Las Vegas. I was in Miami. We were in the event and meeting planning industry. And I was working with you in Las Vegas when I had events over there. But I know it's just part of your professional life because I know you had a very rich professional life and different experiences. And we are here today to talk about something really different. And that's part of my Let's Self-Care Together series. And we're going to talk about Yin Yoga. So I would like you, Barbara, to introduce yourself and how Yin Yoga got into your life.
Yes. So, as you said, we met in Las Vegas. So, I live in Las Vegas for many, many years. So, almost 20 years. And now I'm back in Canada. I'm from Montreal, so Canada. So, I've moved back to Montreal about a year and a half ago. So, it was at the beginning of the pandemic. So, getting back home was a little challenging because it was the pandemic as well. And my life in Las Vegas was something that I learned to love. I discovered the area, and I was happy over there. So, but for many reasons, it was time to come home. But it was not that naturally for me to come back. I wish I could have maybe moved forward and go other places than here, which is beautiful. But I was, looking for something to go a little more forward. So we came home, and I have a son that I have in Las Vegas. I had in Las Vegas, so it was different. So moving, the pandemic, and then my son going from English to French, language. So there was a lot going on. So when I moved from one country to another, so it could be very overwhelming, even if it's well planned. So it's some stress. So among everything that was going on, I felt that my work with, you said, event planner, corporate tourism, just crashed with the pandemic. So I ended up facing nothing really. So I was really in a state, my mind was in a state of fear and insecurities, and I was not feeling good. And I came across Yin Yoga, and a little bit by chance, I would say. And then I started practicing Yin Yoga, and little by little, I was not at the beginning really noticing or doing it with a purpose or with an intention, but quickly, after a couple of weeks of practicing Yin Yoga, I felt a tremendous change within myself, and it changed everything. So,
Yeah, I remember we had a conversation, I think, at this time, and you mentioned it to me, and I could see, when you were talking about it, this light about you, and how it transformed your life, and I was really inspired about it. I remember I had a Yin Yoga session just afterwards, and it's a hard practice, but it was very interesting. But I mean, I can tell, like, I've seen you over the past months, as it was getting more and more in your life, and you were practicing, and you were getting more and more in this practice, and it has such a beautiful impact on yourself. So yeah, I'm very excited that you're sharing that with us today.
yes. So, Yin Yoga is we hear a lot about yoga, and there's a lot of different style of yoga. But, you have to know and understand that Yin Yoga is not a yoga. It's a very passive practice, meaning physical, because it's not a yoga to get in shape. It's not a yoga to tone your body. It's a very introspective yoga, kind of a bridge with meditation as well. So the poses, asanas, are on the mat. There's only one pose that you are standing up,
Okay.
and it's kind of a ragdoll, very passive. So you're going to be laying on your back a lot, on the side, and so very, very passive. So it might look easy, but it's very difficult because it's your, because in yin yoga you hold those poses for 3 to 5 minutes, could be longer, so it could go up to 10 minutes. So you are with yourself. There's three principles of yoga, of yin yoga, and it's finding your edge. That's I'll say a little bit more about it. Then it's holding the pose, and then
it will come back to you later. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's being still. I'm sorry, it's staying still. So, which is very difficult. So in yin yoga, it's very introspective, and like I said, very passive. And there is benefit to your body, that's for sure. And it's, they say yoga for the joints. So you do yin yoga, cool. So there's no warm up, because you don't want the muscle to be working, because you want the tissues, the connective tissues, and then the bones, and it's for your hip. There's a lot of poses that are hip openers, and we tend to hold stress and emotion in our hips a lot. So those poses will help with that. So really good for the joint and the range of motion, in your body. So and even the way you hold yourself, and so it's very grounding as well. So physically and mentally. So really, it's not it's yin. So for people that are familiar with the yin and the yang, so a yang would be a more active activities, and so you always also want balance. So I would not recommend you only do yin yoga. If you already work, I don't know, in an office, and you're sitting down every day for hours and hours on, then, you need your body, and, you need some activity, that are more active, more yang. But yin, you always need a balance. And everything. So yin will bring you that. So you can go to yin yoga, but not as, okay, this is my sports, so it has to be combined. You could be somebody who runs, you could be somebody who goes to the gym. It doesn't matter. You can practice yin yoga as well. But when you do practice yin yoga, you want to be cold. So you don't want the muscles to get engaged, because then the muscle will kind of get the benefit, will take the benefit away from the connective tissues and maybe the joints. So I personally enjoy yin yoga also, because there's a lot of forward fold and back bend, twist, so it's very relaxing, and it's really soothing. And when you get a big stretch, so after that you feel relaxed. So when you are in the pose, you want to be as comfortable as possible, because you're going to be holding that pose for 3, 5, 8 minutes, maybe 10 if you're more advanced. I would not recommend to start with 10 minutes. You start at least with 3 minutes. And so holding the pose, you need to be comfortable. So yin yoga uses a lot of props. So blocks, bolster, could be blanket, anything that will support you, and make it a little easier. Because when I mentioned earlier, finding your edge. So finding your edge is that, because in yin yoga, you want to feel something. Let's say from a scale from 1 to 10, you want to be a 5. So you want to feel something, but you don't want to go over. You don't want, if you practice yin yoga and the next day you're sore, your body is sore, well, you went way too far. That's not the point. That's not the purpose. So that's not the point. So you want to feel something in your stretch, or anybody is, everybody are different. I would practice with you and you would feel it maybe different than I'm feeling it, because maybe I had an injury on my knees or my back or shoulder. So we're all different. So I cannot tell you or anybody that you're supposed to feel that way or this way. No, it's up to you, because your body more than I do. So it could be a little different. Every pose can be different, be felt differently by people, and even just your own bones, you know, are your own bodies are different. So you use props to make yourself comfortable,
Mhm.
but like I say, you want to be at a 5 range of finding your edge, because with yin yoga, it's the gravity will do the work, so your own weight. So, and as you breathe, when you breathe out, exhale, then the body will relax and will go a
Mhm.
little bit deeper and deeper. So there's no way, there's no forcing your way. And with time, you know, you're going to become more flexible as well. You know, me, I was so stiff, so stiff. And now, well, I cannot do a split. I will probably never be able to do a split, but I'm way more flexible. But so that's for, you know, kind of the, and then there's another layer, you know, if you want to, depending on your own beliefs,
Mhm.
if you want to work with chakra, or if you want to work with the yin yoga, use the meridian with our energy pathways.
Mhm.
So there's 12 of them. So you can target an organ, because each of the meridian will are linked to an organ, and there's a pathway, you know, so you the poses are focusing on that. So you want your energy to flow. So it's like I said, depending on your beliefs, you can practice yin yoga even if you're not into chakras, or you're not, you know, you just want to do it for the stretch, or you know, for your body and the hip opener and the flexibility. But I think yin yoga is all about the journey inside. You know, it's like you use your body to get inside,
Mhm.
you know, your body.
I would
So
love to for you to tell us more about that, because that really is something I noticed when I was talking with you over the past months. It was this, there's more of this internal transformation, and so what did it open for you? What did it change?
for me, honestly, it's just the fact that you are, like I said, you know, it kind of bridged to meditation. So it's to be able to, it's, you are faced with yourself, really. So there is no escaping. So you will have thoughts and feeling, because, you know, even when in those certain poses, you know, it can, you know, I was talking about, we're holding tension or stress or emotion in our hips. So when it's, you can have some emotional reliefs during a yin yoga. So if you don't have one, it's fine, you know, but you might have one,
Mhm.
so you might feel the need to cry. You might actually cry, or just feeling a feeling of sadness coming over you. So whatever it is, you know, you don't want, or even if it's just some thoughts, you don't want to be giving them too much importance. You want to just observe them, and you don't want to start telling a story, you know, about them, or trying to escape by suddenly thinking of your grocery list. Or, and we all have that inner voice that will tell you, oh, this is stupid, this is not working, what am I doing, you know, and all of those things. So with time, you know, you would overcome these thoughts. So you just want to observe them, observe the feeling, how it makes you feel, because you can pair yin yoga with some affirmation
Mhm.
mantras. And so when you repeat it to yourself, well, it will bring up something. So if it brings, let's say you have an affirmation and you feel very at ease with it, so most probably you don't really have, if you repeat that, I don't know, that you're confident, or you know, you're creative, or you believe that life will support you in every way, that you truly believe it. So it will bring you you know, a feeling of maybe peacefulness, or you know, gratitude, or you know, happiness. But if it's not true for you, then you might tense up, your body might tense up. You might start, telling yourself, oh no, blah, blah, blah. So now you're getting in a story, so your mind is away. So that is the difficult part. But I personally felt, I never had an emotional relief yet, and it's been I've been practicing. I practice almost every day, so but I did had feeling of sadness, happiness, and honestly, when you're attentive to your body and your emotion, I did feel afterwards a sense of release, or something came out, something, just I released something that was there. And sometimes it would be something that I knew, because in my reflections, some, and with some affirmation, it will bring something up, and I would tense, and I knew I had some issues there. And in the back of my mind, sometimes, what is bothering you. And it could be things that are bothering you for years. So of course it's not therapy, it's not a therapy. It doesn't replace any of that, but it's your own, you know I don't, the word in English is escaping me, but it's your own journey, it's your own path. So and it gave me personally, that practice of yin yoga, a sense of finding myself again, and being able to be myself, and be brave enough to be myself. So we all have, our own journeys. We all had our, I'm almost 50 years old, so it's lots of experiences, and my journey. So for the first time, really, because throughout my life I was always in and out, being in touch with myself and grounded. But I found that we live in a different world, or a challenging world, even regardless of the pandemic, which just brought a little more on everybody. But I think that, what society and images, and there's a lot that is put on people. So to have a place for me, which is yin yoga, to come within myself in peace. I say in peace because I'm in a room. You want to practice yin yoga where there's no noise, in the create a nice space. In silence, you can put some a little music, meditation music, or spa music, and just to be kind of shield, for a moment, an hour, and then to go within myself. So sometimes, just that little time, I say an hour, sometimes it's less than that, not always have an hour. So but just that time will help me, not just help me, but it transformed the rest of my day. So for me, yin yoga really opened all the possibilities, and really gave me, like I said, strength, and to believe in myself. And like you said earlier, I was in a different field of work, which is very demanding, as you know, and you need to deliver it, so there's pressure, and there's some stressful moments, and you forget, you just go, and so you connect sometime, but for me it was not enough. So yin yoga really, I haven't been this good and feeling within myself in years, and just to to practice something passive. It's not even the rush of a marathon, you know. No, it's being almost laying down on my back, you know, for an hour or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, and it changes everything. So it's really getting inside of you, and I was about to say dealing with, but it's not dealing, but it's to let it happen. You know, your fear, we all have fears, we all have anxiety, we all have stress and insecurities, and but I really truly realized that those voices that was holding me back were just voices, and and I went ahead and I passed that. So and it to me, it changed everything.
It shows. I mean, you're lighting up. I mean, it makes me so happy because I love you.
Yes,
And I can feel how much, you know, fulfillment and joy it's bringing to you. And I think, like you mentioned, like this connecting to your true self.
yes,
And it's, I mean, I'm talking about self-care right now, and it's like this act of self-love of and seeing that doing that, you actually develop so much your self-confidence.
exactly.
Like connecting to who you truly are is like actually making you more confident. And I want to say something we have not mentioned yet, but that, you know, it's been so important for you all, you know, it changed so much in your life that you actually got trained and certified as a, or you are in the process of being certified
I just finished. Yes, I just got my certification. So
congratulations. So you're certified in,
yes,
it's so impressive. I mean, I can totally relate because I've been through a coaching process, and it was so impactful to me that, and it was, you know, and as you said, we each have our own path, and you had this encounter with yin yoga, and it helped you to connect to yourself, and it's something that is so powerful to you. You want to, I think I can say that you want to share it with other people.
of course.
And I felt exactly the same with coaching, because it was my own tool actually to connect with myself and let myself be who I am and really follow my own path. And I think it's so wonderful when you can find.
But I think
this
you need to connect, because, you know, if you need to be talking about what you know, and you need to have experienced it, you know, yourself, to be able to teach it, or, you know, talk about it. So and, you know, when you are on that, this simple act of getting down on your mat, yoga mat, and just to be on a in a pose, so your body will be in a pose, and that you will be holding for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and it can be life changing, you know. So it's unbelievable, but it's that simple. But yeah, at the same time, it's unbelievable. And but talking about, you know, everybody's journey and yin yoga, it's difficult for that, because you are with yourself, with your thoughts, but you need to persevere, you know, do it over, and try not to get away from it, because it might be a little difficult, but you know, there will be improvement and feeling, you know, that sometimes you cannot describe, but you're going to feel it and you will understand it while you're doing it. But we sometimes realize only when we are facing ourselves that how much impact, you know, our journey had on us. And so but when you kind of you know, liberate yourself, you know, it's unbelievable. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Yes.
And Laura, I would like you to, just for, you know, the people who are listening to us, to understand better. You mentioned, you know, and we can see that it actually has transformed you. And but could you just maybe tell us what you noticed that in your daily life, what has changed thanks to your practice?
Well, in my daily life, I would say that I am more patient.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, for me, I was always, in meditating, mindfulness of being able to um, be aware of my surroundings. So if there is a nice sunset, to look at something, now I live in Canada, I'm back
Mm-hmm.
here, and the seasons are different, obviously, than Las Vegas. So now it's fall and the leaves are turning, all those wonderful colors. And to just be able to look at them and not even think, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, this, just to look at it. And it could be you take a walk, there's a flowers. You could be driving your car, you're stopped at a red light, you turn, there's flowers there, or there's a, to notice those little things that are around us,
Mm-hmm.
surrounding us, that are beautiful. So to be able to notice all the little, just those little beautiful things that are surrounding us, that I was not as aware, but I am more. And I would say that, yeah, I'm more patient. I would, I will be able to control some emotion, that before I could snap maybe faster or quicker. And now, and to see that, for what? For what will I put myself through those feelings of being angry or impatient? Or so it did bring me that to a day to day. But and overall, just being happier. Just being happier. So yes, everything comes with it. When you're, I don't compare that to exactly, but when you're in love at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning and
Yeah.
everything, I don't have the butterfly stuff like that, but you're so, like, oh my God, that feeling. Well, honestly, that's the feeling I have, not 24/7, but very often it will come up, and you're like, I don't know how many times I told myself, or I tell myself, I love my life. I love my life, and there's nothing extraordinary, but I love it, and I have that feeling coming through me, that warmness, that feeling of happiness. So, and it's okay, and to understand that you don't feel like that all the time. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're gonna be sad, and sometimes you're gonna be mad, or sometimes you're gonna be impatient. That's part of life. But Yin Yoga helped me tremendously to control all of those things, and to open up. And like I said, for me, the big breakthrough is deeply about loving myself, being confident. I can do it. But at the beginning, it was so hard. My mind was always doubting everything. Why are you doing this? But, and where's it going to take you? Why, so to be talked down by myself,
Mm-hmm.
my inner voice, and then to be able, through months and months and months of practicing yin yoga, I was able to, I'm sitting in front of you with a fresh, yin yoga teaching certification, talking to you and about it. And probably 6 months ago, maybe I would have, can I, so for me, it gave me that. And and to trust myself, but to also trust life, to trust it. So for me, when I'm in that state, and you do feel the energy, me personally, I do like the chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so when I practice in yoga, not every time, but I will, balance the chakra, and I would do that. But to feel that energy flowing, so not to have any blocks, so, but yes, it changed my life. Yes.
Yes, it does. And we've been talking when we were preparing this interview together, like we are talking about all the projects that are also coming up for you, and the new things that are adding up, and maybe a training in meditation,
Yes.
maybe something related to body nutrition
Yes.
and coaching
Yeah.
too. So it's opening up.
It's,
It's like
yeah.
you started this practice of yin yoga, and so many doors are opening up for new doors you maybe had not considered before, because what I hear is a connection to your true self, and you being yourself, and
Yes.
having this beautiful energy about you, and this confidence, and this, you've always been this beautiful person. I mean, first time we met, I already knew.
I know. We
You
connected.
have this radiant energy and beautiful energy about you. But I can feel now that it's really, and like you say, like it's flowing freely,
Yes.
and you let yourself be yourself.
Yeah.
And because
And
we
not
talk
to
we
be,
talked, and there were doubts, at some point, about it's new, and it's also like, taking and embracing, what is feeling good to you, what is right to you. And I think it's so inspiring, not only about the self-care and the yin yoga practice, but everything that just following
yeah.
through something that you could feel, I think, was something right for you,
Yes.
and just following through and putting,
Yeah.
it's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I have only done one yin yoga session, and yeah, it's not an easy practice. And
No.
I know me, patience is not my forte. That's something I have to work on, and being still is certainly not neither. So it was really challenging to me. I did like a 45-minute session, I think, and it was a challenge. But I know at the end, I also had like this, I was proud of myself to start with, to have been through. And there was this grounding and being still with yourself. It's a very powerful, I can see, I've not done more, but because I have other things I'm doing, but I am interested into it. And now that you are certified, I can take
Yeah.
some classes with you. So I'm
Exactly.
looking forward for you starting, something where
Yeah.
we can book with classes, and we will keep everybody posted about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
as we're gonna go to arrive to the end of it. Oh, what would you like? What would you really like to share? What would be important for you to share at the end
I
of?
would like to share with, with people, but I can only speak about that point of view of the yin yoga, but uh, could be yin yoga or meditation, but to, when you put yourself in a position of getting inside yourself, um, it is not easy, like you said, because for whatever reason, it's never easy. But when you come out of it, and even if it's little by little, and not to expect anything, to go in those practices with a no, just the intention of taking time for yourself, and making the time, being proud of yourself just by making the time to stop and take care of yourself. And as you go, it will come. And it's beautiful, it's scary, but it could be scary, but and it was for me.
Mhm.
But it will, there's more benefit to this. Even if you, let's say, even yin yoga, if for your own, just your body, forget about meditation, forget about, you just want to do it for your own body, your hips, your joint, your connective tissues, your flexibility. If you go and, into yin yoga with your body first, but being still and holding the pose, because to be yin yoga, you need to hold the pose. If you do it for 1 minute, it's not yin yoga. So it has to be at least 3 minutes. And then, well, you will, like it or not, you will come in your head, you will come inside of you. And just to go with it and not judge what comes up, and just observe your thoughts and your feelings, let them go.
Mhm.
And you will come out. And don't judge if you're done and you say, "Oh, I don't feel nothing," it will come, those benefits will come. So not to judge it, or you're not there to compare yourself. For me, yoga classes with a lot of people, a different style of yogas are fine, are perfect. But me, yin yoga, I even have a hard time imagining it 20 people in front of me. It's so personal, so personal. So I think the journey shouldn't scare anybody, but because there's only positive that can come out of this.
That's wonderful. I love it. I love it. And I have in mind to create a group coaching program, combined with individual coaching. And in this group coaching, I want to include some special experiences for the people who will be working with me. And definitely, I want you to teach a yin yoga class for this. It's something
I will,
wonderful
with
to
pleasure.
share.
Yes.
And this slowing down and being still it's so profound, actually. Like this connection of your body, your soul, your heart, your breathing, everything together, and you have this. It's a very profound
Really
experience.
talk about the breathing, but of course, breathing is a big part of it, and if people need to stop and if you are in a pose and you're having trouble, you are fidgeting, you're moving, you feel uncomfortable, always come back to your breath, to help you come back to your breath. Or if you're focus on the sensation inside your body. When I was talking about finding your edge. So if you're not able to, because there's, you're not going to shut down your mind completely. So, but you can be aware what's going on in your body. Just that, or your breathing, will, while you're paying attention to that, well, then there's less thoughts coming through. So it could be an easier way, to stay still. By, if your mind need something to focus on, it could be your sensation inside your body, or connect with your breathing. Always come back to your breathing.
Yes, and in this time where we've been living, with this craziness and busyness and doing, and always like feeling we have to do more, and taking this time to be still and breathe and connect to ourselves, taking this pause in all of that, I think it's so nurturing. So yes. I really engage. I invite all of you to give it a try. And as soon as you start, classes, of course, Barbara, I will of course let everybody know. And I really, as I said, everybody that I interview here are people I love and I would love to work with. So I really hope we will create opportunities to work together. Yes. And I think we all have the same message of, finding this alignment with yourself and connecting to your true self, to be who you are and give, with when we give the best of ourselves is, I think, when we find this deep connection, and it comes through this inner work that we have to do. Exactly. And developing this self-awareness. So yin yoga is a beautiful way to do that. So yes. If it's your way, I think you will. And when you try it, you will start feeling exactly. It and then go with it.
Yes. And like you said, with meditation, and you said for you, yin yoga was, a little difficult for you, because that being still is difficult. But, if you keep with it, with time it will come. But everything is not for everybody. So, but at least the meditation and will help you get clarity. And then when you have clarity, and then when you overcome some of your fears, or after that, you realize that anything is possible, and you want to share it. So when I am ready to do so, on a more structured, way, definitely I will be happy to work with you and your listener viewers. Yes.
Yes. That's exciting. Thank you so much, Barbara, for being with me today, with all of us, and sharing, this journey of yours. And I'm excited to see where it's going to take you. I'm really excited about that, and it's wonderful. All this, you know, I see energies all around me of people taking their life in their hands and going in a direction that is true to themselves and creating, you know, some change for themselves and for others. And that's super exciting and energizing to me. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Gaelle. See you soon.
Bye, Barbara.
Bye.